everybody, I'm Ryan McCaffrey with IGN, joined by our resident XCOM expert, Dan Stapleton.
Just say nerd, Ryan.
Now, what we have here, Dan, is a game called The Bureau XCOM Declassified. So it's an XCOM game, but it's not. It's sort of a spin-off. First, before we talk about the history of this project, because it does have an interesting one, set the scene for us. Where are we?
It's 1962, America. The Cold War is in full effect. JFK is president. Everyone's trying to go to space. But there's something going on. Something
so there is.
Otherworldly.
So real quick, we're going to have a lot more on the sort of history of this project on IGN coming up later. Dan and I are going to be putting together a feature about that. But this game, this is in its third public iteration. The first version was very Bioshock-like.
That's right.
You sort of investigated neighborhoods and a scene and fought this black goo, this blobs of black goo that could only be killed with fire. And then the second version of the game, it transformed into very much a Brothers-in-Arms style type first-person shooter where you had a squad of a few agents and you would issue them orders like, go over here, do this, and you try to flank. And it played a lot like Brothers-in-Arms from what I could tell. But Dan, tell us about what the game is now.
So now it is a third-person shooter, and it still has a lot of that tactical. They're saying it's a hardcore tactical game, but played in real time, where you're directing squad members. We're not sure how many you'll have yet, but in XCOM tradition, you will be going out, gathering alien technology, bringing it back to your base, researching it, and then developing new technology to fight the aliens with. Using that.
Who do we have here?
This is the player character, Agent Carter. Who has been put in charge of the Bureau, which was set up to fight the Russians, and then they realized, oh my God, there's actually aliens. So now they're trying to cover it all up. And a big part of this trailer is about redacting documents.
Yeah, we're going to see in a second. Here at the XCOM,
the Bureau base.
Yeah, the Bureau's base. This is something that survived from the initial version of the game, the Bioshock-type version, where you were underneath an Air Force base. We don't know if this is an Air Force base, but we've got a subterranean headquarters going on here.
Not a lot of windows. And they're blacking out a bunch of documents here that reference objects flying in the sky.
Let's stop right here real quick. Can you make out any of the words on that,
right. It's
that
definitely,
logo?
This logo is apparently a prototype version or a very early version of the arm patch logo that we see in XCOM Enemy Unknown. It's got the
and UFO defense as well.
And no, not UFO defense.
Okay.
They didn't have this, but they have Confido Vigilo Confido on there, which is Latin. I think I'm no Latin expert, but for silent vigilance. So that's a tie back to the same organization. Scary music.
Yes, it's not going. Something is. We're building towards something here with the young boy on the bike
and cutting out faces there, and
eliminating
stuff.
Traces of existence. So talk real quick, Dan, about the redacting, because why is there so much of it going on? Because they've done Back to the Future 2 style. They've screwed with the timeline here, haven't they? The XCOM timeline.
Apparently, this organization is so secret that the XCOM of the future does not know about it. Because in the very first mission of XCOM Enemy Unknown, the first time you see an alien, they're like, alien life here on Earth. This has never been, never in all of human history have we seen this. Turns out they are wrong. Which it seemed kind of short-sighted in the writing there, because they knew they were going to do this game anyway.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It's kind of a cheap cheat.
Okay, that's very black goo-ish, isn't it?
Yep. So one thing that we can confirm now is that the balls of black goo are still in the game, and these are called silicoids, which is a tie back to the original XCOM. That's an alien that did not make it into UFO defense. It's very similar ball of goo kind of thing. So it's interesting to see them brought back for this, since they didn't make the cut.
Okay, whoop, yeah, let's back up. That's a very important XCOM element.
Illyrium is the power source of all alien technology. You need a bunch of that in order to make your new weapons and technology work.
Which that was also in the previous 2 versions of the game.
Yep.
Let's check this typing out right here.
There is a very important word here, and it is sectoid. sectoids are the basic gray aliens, the first ones you fight in Enemy Unknown, and they've showed up in UFO Defense as well. They are just rank and file alien soldiers. This is the first time we've heard about them being in any version of this shooter.
Interesting. More redacting.
Yeah.
What's that? Look at that. That looks like a saucer-like object.
Yeah. Keep going. Let's see. Conventional weapons. Those will probably be quickly replaced by something that shoots lasers and plasma.
Stuff. More black goo.
Yeah,
Hi, black goo.
That isn't good. I mean, this hints at maybe there's like an invasion of the XCOM base by aliens. That's something that didn't make it into Enemy Unknown. That was a classic base defense mission in or mission type in the original XCOM UFO Defense.
We saw Agent Carter's name mentioned there. I just wonder real quick if we go back. I wonder if this winter log cabin forest, if that's going to be a level in the game, because why else would you be looking at a photo of it?
I hope they're looking for Bigfoot there.
Well,
and there's
okay.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting because this alien-looking saucer here has a U.S. Air Force logo on the bottom on the left side there, and that isn't something that you would expect to see there. So this is probably a human version of alien technology that's been captured and rebuilt into a ship that you can then use to shoot down other alien ships and capture.
I wonder if in gameplay then we'll get to command aircraft,
right?
Or even pilot it, maybe.
I
maybe command it.
Yeah, I hope it's commanding and not piloting, because that'd be a whole separate game.
Oh, hold on, real quick. We'll just say 415-507-7616. Give it a call. See what happens.
Tell us what happens.
Leave a comment in the comments below. And, oh no, little Leave It to Beaver. No!
Yeah, he apparently got slimed.
Yeah, that looks like black goo on the ground, doesn't it? Or a stain, black goo stain.
Yeah, the aliens in this universe are well known for abducting people, so that's probably what happened to him. And then all of this stuff we've been seeing in the bureau office is covering that up.
Yeah, and another better look at the flying saucer. Oh, Mickey Mantle rookie card. No.
They didn't take that. And, yeah, here's what actually happened. The giant alien ship, which it looks nothing like any of the other alien ships we've seen in XCOM in the past, except in the previous
incarnations of this game. That was called a Titan.
Right.
And it would transform itself into other geometric shapes and then fire beams of awful at you, and you would be dead.
We start to see it transform here. Wait for it. Wait
for it. There it goes.
Yeah, that's a alien Jenga game right there. Their weakness is you take out the piece on the bottom and the whole thing falls over.
Whole thing topples.
And they're getting rid of all the evidence of it. This is an interesting thing.
A Pip-Boy from Fallout?
Yeah, that's it is very reminiscent of that. It's like a Pip-Boy merged with a Casio calculator watch.
But really, that's so you think that maybe that's going to be some sort of communication or squad-based tool in the game?
They're showing this on the arm of the player character, so this is probably how they will justify you having a UI in the game world, and because back then they didn't have HUDs on a helmet or something, so you'll have to. That's probably how you control your squad mates and maybe access more information.
Okay, and that's it. 2K Marin, the BioShock 2 folks handling this game.
Oh, and right there.
Issue a squad order. Let's roll. The Bureau, XCOM Declassified, coming out for all current-gen platforms. Look at that. Coming up soon, August 20th. So, Dan, you and I are going to have a lot more on the sort of history and evolution of this game, as well as just we're going to be playing the game itself soon. We'll have a full report on that. For all things XCOM, including the Bureau, you're already in the right place. IGN.